Everybody doing?
In some ways, do you think your offensive practice is going to help your defense against Fresno State?
I do believe so. Our tempo, our pace. They're an explosive team. They might not be explosive, on one particular play where they're throwing the ball deep downfield, but they have guys that can catch the ball and do special things with the ball. So I do think that in some ways that we do help, but I think it'd be a good game for the defense to build a lot of confidence to play versus an offense like that. So yeah.
How has your comfort level in this offense grown from kind of year one to now second year in the offense?
It's grown tremendously. My confidence with certain passes that I might make or might take. I know certain things that I didn't know last year with that being checks or run checks, pass checks, anything like that. So it's grown tremendously.
What are you expecting from Fresno State defensively?
I expect them to be a good group of guys, good, well coached. They got a couple guys on their defense that are noticeable, that just make plays, and they're aggressive. Like I said, they're a good group of guys, and they are aggressive.
Obviously, everyone talks about Jordan's speed, but what other aspect of his game as a receiver has really shown out to you, especially over these first couple games?
Yeah, he's smart. He knows how to get up on defenders and get on their toes and make them feel uncomfortable, because that's their most uncomfortable position when you have a receiver like Jordan that can get up on their toes. And we have a bunch of guys that do that pretty well, and so it's got a good group of wide receivers that I get to have fun and drop back and throw the ball to them to do special things like what Jordan does.
We were talking to Travis yesterday, and he said there's certain times in games where he can't hear the sidelines, and all of a sudden he'll hear a Lincoln whistle, and he'll have your attention. And what's that in-game communication like between you two?
So are you saying in practice, or are you saying
like in games with checks? And
without Lincoln being able to actually be able to hear him? It's funny because we do it all throughout practice. Where we did it today, where we have certain things that we know, like we're trying to communicate to each other. And today it was something that we don't normally communicate with, and have a couple times today. But it's funny because we always come to the sideline and kind of joke about it or anything like that. So it's unique. Like I said, our bond has been building, but it's really fun.
Could you just talk about really trust?
Yep.
You guys and how that's a process.
Yep.
These first two games go a long way, right?
Yeah. This week we're preaching trust, because in last game second half we kind of stalled a little bit, and it wasn't because of necessarily anything that the defense was doing. There's a good group of guys over there, but it wasn't necessarily anything that they were doing. It was just us as a team. Our energy, our effort, our execution, trusting what the coach is calling, trusting your checks, trusting your blocking keys that we've practiced throughout the whole week. And so this whole week we've been preaching trust it. Trust what we're all working towards. Trust what make this offense for us, and we say it to the defense too, as special teams, that make the special teams yours. Like the plays they call, make them yours. Like if they get past 25 yards, 20 yards on special teams, like you should feel some way. The offensive wise, we don't go out there and score. You should feel some way. We get a lot of penalties, and we miss keys on defense. You should feel some sort of way because it's yours. So trusting it and making it your own is what we've been preaching.
What do you think it is about you, about Lincoln, that maybe has allowed you guys to develop that unique relationship?
Yeah, we've been through a couple of things already, and within a year and a half of me, being one of his players, one of his QBs. So we've been through a couple things, and that always makes a relationship.
When it was about trust, it's about maybe slowing the game down. Is it hard to want to slow down when you're going so fast and being so effective, so efficient?
No, that's honestly, like I just said, trust, believing in it, communication and consistency. That's all that consists of. And slowing it down, going fast, there's times in the game where the situational that you need both, and so we gotta be great at both. We gotta be consistent and do both really well.
See one more. In
What's it
terms of
been-
not trusting, what does that actually look like on the field?
So second half we had more penalties, we had more stalled drives, and like I said, it wasn't because of anything that the good group of guys over there at Stanford was doing. It was just because we're dropping balls. I'm throwing the ball out of bounds. Just not stepping into throws or offensive line. Putting their head down when they need to keep their head up and stay square, keep their hands inside. Getting a bunch of holding calls, anything like that. Defensive-wise, more penalties on holding and when receivers are going for the ball, anything like that. Special teams, holding, just a bunch of miscues that is controllable.
Thank you, Caleb.
Yep, thank you.